our principal, teachers, and dear students. I am Taksha Vastava. With me are Triti Choksi, Ashvika Menon, Anushka Singh, and Ms. Risha. And we welcome you all to the valedictory ceremony of the IBDP class of 2022. Graduation marks the end of yet another extraordinary chapter in our lives. I'm sure our seniors are already anxious about commencing the next phase of their life. Because unlike our textbooks, we cannot skim through the pages of life to see how the next chapter is going to unfold. However, we are confident that whether it's a high adrenaline chase sequence, or an edge-of-your-seat battle, or a nail-biting cliffhanger, the next chapter of their lives is going to be the perfect hook to keep everyone riveted.
The academic procession has commenced. As part of our tradition, the valedictorians are dressed in their graduation gowns, accessorized with caps to complete the ensemble. They're walking with measured steps towards the auditorium, where they'll complete their rite of passage.
Of the year, once again. The graduation, the hush-hush magic time of thrills and gifts, of congratulations and diplomas, of donning your gowns and doffing your hats, of reminiscences and perhaps of modeling sentimentality too. To usher in the occasion, may I invite Dhiti Choksi to welcome the distinguished audience.
Chief guest of the evening, Professor Hector Andrade, who is present with us this evening virtually. Our principal, Mr. D'Souza, our coordinators, Mrs. Jyoti Nagar and Ms. Virajuni, parents, teachers, and our guests of honor, the outgoing class of 2022. It gives me great pleasure in welcoming you all to the Navachna International School Valedictory Ceremony 2022. Today, we are celebrating a milestone. Class of 2022, you did it. You weathered the raging waters of IB and steered your ships to sail on to blissful havens. Besides, you got creative too to survive the pandemic. Classrooms moved to the virtual space, and schools were forced with the challenge of coming up with innovative ideas to mark important events like the annual days or sports competitions, which also had to be moved online. You rose to the occasion and spearheaded a virtual concert as well as the Navratri celebrations, coming together as a team with practice sessions, costumes, props, and other paraphernalia. You put together a seamless performance and it became a hallmark event of the year. You barely got to enjoy your school life during your deep years, thanks to the pandemic. And still, you demonstrated resilience and overcame the hardships. 3 cheers to you for your ability to bounce back. Dear seniors, the time has come to bid you all farewell. After years of walking down the same corridors, studying with your classmates in the same classrooms, it's now time for you to step out and face the world. And ISV has prepared you for this all along. The countless experiences that have shaped you, the innumerable people you've encountered who have taught you many lessons, and most importantly, the faces you grew up with, the ones you won't ever forget, your own classmates. All those times you passed with your friends at school, playing on the sports field, worrying about where college will take you, rushing to submit your assignments, you did it all together. and now you're seated here to leave the portals together for the last time. You all started somewhere, maybe in a different place and maybe with different people. But each one of you is here today, having graduated as the best version of yourself. Young adults who are ready to set foot in the world and make a difference. Robin Williams once said, "No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." We hope that when you leave here and enter the world of opportunities, you present the best version of yourself and that you find the courage to dream big and know that your ideas will change the world someday, if you're willing to work for them. Dear friends, remember that what lies behind us and what lies before us are trivial matters compared to what lies within us. And what lies within us will stay with us forever, no matter what the circumstances are. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhriti, for those inspiring words. May I now request our principal, Mr. D'Souza, to light the ceremonial lamp. May I also request our coordinator, Mrs. Nagar, and outgoing head boy and head girl, Soham Katewale and Yash Srivastava, to join Mr. D'Souza in lighting the ceremonial lamp to the rendition of a shloka to mark the occasion. To introduce the chief guest of this evening.
It gives me great pleasure to say that joining us today virtually is an amazing person and a great visionary. What's special about him is that he is very much a part of the NIC family, as he has been associated with us for several years now, having taught theory of knowledge to our students. Let's welcome the chief guest of this evening, Professor Hector Andrade. Professor Andrade has been a teacher of philosophy and head of department at the Mahendra United World College of India, founder of the Van Vihar Biodiversity Park, an associate professor of Flame University, and the principal at the Mercedes-Benz International School. Presently, he has dedicated his life to the research and conservation of our native medicinal plants, for which he has had a lifelong passion. He continues to teach occasional courses in theory of knowledge and philosophy, conducts workshops on teacher training, organic farming, sustainable living, and biodiversity, and mentors young people on their life's journey. Along with a number of articles on philosophy, he has also published 2 books. His second book, titled Weeds as Food and Medicine, was published in 2020. On another note, Mr. Andrade has been a national level basketball player, an avid hiker, and has done beekeeping and snake rescue since childhood. Sir, we're super excited to have you in our midst today, and thank you very much for joining us. I would like to invite Ashvika to carry on with the proceedings.
Class of 2022, we have prepared this song especially for you as an ode to the power of positive thinking, faith, and believing in your dreams. Know what you can and want to do in life. Set goals for yourself and work hard to achieve them. Strive to have fun every day. Use your creativity as a means of expressing your feelings. Be sensitive in viewing the world. Develop a sense of confidence and be honest with yourself and others.
follow your heart and adhere to your own dreams. Know that the more you give, the more you will receive. Believe in yourself and your dreams will come true. So now, presenting you the song A Million Dreams from the film The Greatest Showman to tell you no matter how tough life gets, you can face it to reach your dreams. May I now invite Anushka to take the proceedings forward.
As we bid you a fond farewell, we'd also like some of our teachers to reminisce about those good old days. Those that were sometimes demanding, sometimes exasperating, sometimes delightful, and at times full of work. May we request Meenal ma'am, Divya ma'am, and the Panita ma'am to share their impressions of this batch and those unforgettable moments with the class of 2022. May we also invite Mr. D'Souza, Mrs. Nagar, Ms. Zaveri, and the great tutor of the class of 2022, Mrs. Pooja Paliwal, to come forward to bless the students.
Thank you, Anushka. Very good evening to all of you. First in our list is Home Desai. It is sometimes a teacher's privilege when they get inspiring students. Eclectic and holding high his conviction, Om Desai was always ready with the calculated move of a seasoned chess player to counter-argue a historical fact, a verifiable theory, or an artistic interpretation, leaving most of us speechless. House Captain of the Seeker's House, a regular delegate in the modern United Nations session, a science Olympiad champion and a finalist, he ably conducted the inter-house Jeopardy quiz. A keen chess player, Om hopes to earn the title of a master in the game and cherishes a dream to become an astronaut and go to space. Om has been accepted in Northeastern University, University of Michigan, Penn State, and Case Western Reserve University. Om has chosen to pursue a double major in computer science and mathematics in Colby College in the United States. Always remember, Om, you have within you the strength, the patience, the passion to reach for the stars and to fulfill your dreams. Wishing you the very best. Katie Chanyana, a highly commended ITCSE scholar, a recipient of A stars and Certificate of Achievement for Proficiency in English Literature, Advanced and Computer Science. The erstwhile house captain of the Venturer's House is a responsible and dignified young lady. A self-assured and industrious individual, she sets her goals and strives to achieve them to the best of her ability. Her achievements on the sports field are equally impressive, as she set a record in javelin and discus throw for senior girls during the school's sports day and represented NISB in ISSO basketball tournament, securing a second place. She shoulders her responsibilities with consummate ease and performs her duties in an exemplary manner. Soft-spoken and eloquent, her gentle demeanor belies a firm determination to succeed. In the TOK classroom, she was attentive, a knowledgeable critical thinker whose arguments and opinions were never abrasive. An avid reader and a Korean movie fan, Hedvi has managed to prioritize both her academics and leisure pursuits. She's been accepted into the University of Groningen and Maastricht University. She has chosen to pursue a course in Bachelor of Data Science in Eindhoven University of Technology in Netherlands. It is guaranteed that Hedvi will be setting a few more records in her new journey. Shriya Banerjee. Lending her perfectly modulated voice with voice and dignity, Shriya was easily recognized as the face and voice of the NISV for anchoring school events. A responsible member of the school council, Shriya immersed herself in participating and receiving plaudits for performing arts, public speaking competitions, playing the delegate and chair at the Naiman sessions and annual concerts, right since the day she joined the school in grade 7. Equally noteworthy is her ambition to contribute to the society by becoming a doctor and to fight for human rights, to create a more mentally and physically healthy environment. When it comes to academics, she is meticulous and industrious, an individual who seeks to raise the bar each time to attain perfection. It is no small feat that today she has received offers from most of the universities that she applied to. These are University of Toronto, Queen's University, University of Waterloo, Ryerson University, York University, Carleton University, University of Ottawa. She's got a scholarship of $3,000 from McMaster University, $3,000 from the University of Toronto, $4,000 from the Queen's University, $2,000 from the University of Waterloo, $4,500 from York University, and $4,000 from Carleton University. She's also received acceptances from the University of Ottawa, Western University, Wilfrid Laurier University, and Ryerson University. She has accepted the offer of admission from McMaster University for the Life Science Gateway program. We are very confident that in college of your choice, you will leave no stone unturned to make a name for yourself, Shriya. Godspeed. Ansh Acharya. Ansh is under the spell of epic sagas from the likes of J.R.R. Tolkien, Martin of the Game of Thrones fame, and J.K. Rowling. In other words, plots set in an imaginary universe with magical creatures inhabiting it. Ansh is also enamored with playing chess, which gives him an adrenaline rush, akin to a fully absorbing fantasy thriller. And that's only when he wants to do something that will boggle his mind. At other times, he likes playing serious games like Bed Wars, Hunger Games, and Sky Island or Minecraft, and rooting for his favorite football team, Real Madrid. And yes, Ansh, you've sure got the moves, as evidenced by your moves in the Jester dance during the Swan Lake School concert. So Ansh, just remember what Albert Einstein said. Life is like a game of chess. First, you have to learn the rules of the game, and then play it better than anyone else. As you head to Manipal University, Jaipur, to pursue a course in mechanical engineering, we'd like you to remember that like in chess, when you see a good move, look for a better one. Ansh has also got into Vellore University of Technology with 75% scholarship, but his heart is set on Manipal University. Godspeed, Ansh. Anubhav Agarwal, a technophile, a computer whiz, a tech guru, and I'm sure he won't mind it if I were to affectionately call him a mouse potato. Because he's a blogger, a graphics designer, a gamer, a programmer, a typist, you name it, and he's an ace at it. His ultimate dream is to design an operating system as an alternative to Windows operating system. And he has zeroed in on Linux as the other possibility. Looks like fortune smiles on Linux, as this web server has found a human server for life. Pizzas and Coca-Colas are today's teenagers' goat, that is greatest of all times. And Anubhav is no exception. But what sets him apart is his love for swings. Yes, you heard me right. The swings in a park. While his pet dog Bruno watches him, because he says he loves the feel of the breeze on his face. I guess there's no greater feeling than flying through the air, Anubhav. Swing out as high as you can, because your dreams are within your reach. He's been accepted into University of Wisconsin, Madison Case Reserve, Western University, Penn State University, University of Michigan Flint. He's backed scholarships of $112,000 from Winnipeg University and Brand University, and $120,000 from Washington University. Wow. As you head to University of Michigan and Ann Arbor to specialize in computer science, we hope you reach the zenith. Anubhav. Bipasha Naik. Here's a young lady ready to go. As captain of the House of Seekers, Bipasha has led her house to victory, bagging the Best House Award. She was among the top 16 in the STEM internship offered by high school moms, which is a colorful feather in her multi-feathered cap. A multifaceted personality, she's also earnest about art and wishes to expand her palette, while at the same time excel in sports too. She loves to travel to expand her horizons and socialize and motivate people. She also loves pets. In fact, her best friend has a fur and a tail, and her better than the best one will make you smile because the slimy, slithery, slippery, sneaky snakes, yes, she's really fond of them. Bipasha, I think it's ominous. Don't you think every great story somehow begins with a snake? Jokes apart. Bipasha wishes to explore the worlds of geology and astronomy. Go ahead, Bipasha, because you're guaranteed a magnificence of outlook. Bipasha expects her results from Priya University by the 8th of July, and we wish her the very best. Dev Patel, a web surfer at heart, Dev loves to garner as much knowledge as he can, for he has this acute FOMO, the fear of missing out. Dev, Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Your journey with our school may stop here, but remember, it is the beginning of new heights for you. You have the ability to captain your ship as the winds of fortune blow. Keep your chin up and sail through the stormy skies and the raging seas and reach that distant shore, because that shore needs a lighthouse. He's been accepted into San Francisco State University as well as the University of Windsor, but he prefers the University of Windsor. Good luck, Dave, as you are bound towards the University of Windsor to acquire an honors degree in computer science. Devansh Patel. To him, time is more valuable than money, because he believes you can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Dear Devansh, let me tell you, as teenagers, you all have the time and energy, but no money. As adults, you'll all have the money and energy, but no time. And by the time you grow old, you'll have all the time and money, but no energy. So enjoy life and all that you have at the moment, because you can't have everything all at once. A sports enthusiast, Devansh has tried his hand at cricket, football, basketball, table tennis, and everything that the school has to offer. Devansh plans to join either Rutgers University or Georgia State University in the spring intake to pursue higher studies in biotechnology. Dear Devansh, just go and be somebody nobody thought you could be. Wishing you the best. Rusham Chowshi. A big fan of mathematics and physics, Rusham has grand adventures in the landscape of his imagination. To him, the universe is the center of his universe, and someday hopes to uncover its secrets. Dear Rusham, when you're pursuing your doctorate in these fields at the University of Waterloo or Purdue, we hope you think bigger. We hope you think out of the box, and that nothing stands in the way of following your passion and achieving your dreams. As Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. Good luck to you. Shamli Patel. As captain of the House of Inquirers, Shamli's talent of leadership has come to full bloom. She's proved her mettle on the soccer field by bagging the Most Valuable Player award in 2 seasons of the Times of India soccer tournaments. Art is her day-long obsession, as also dancing. Be it Shah Rukh Khan's dialogues, Amitabh Bachchan's acting, or Madhuri Dixit's dancing, they never fail to please Shamli's entertainment palette. Her love for Bollywood was evident in her role in organizing the Antakshri during the Teachers' Day celebrations. Shamli, this and your participation in the inter-house debates and inter-school elocutions of young orators shall remain etched in our minds for a long time to come. Shamli will continue to stay in our homeland to pursue her higher studies in biochemistry. Wishing you the very best, Shamli. Siddharth Ganesh. And otaku refers to someone who is a die-hard fan of anime, manga, video games, graphic novels, art, drawings, and general culture from Japan. Here, in our midst, we have an otaku, who is also an admirer of Bach and Beethoven. For he believes that music is a means of giving form to his inner feelings without attaching them to events or objects in the world. And music has been therapeutic for him, as it has helped him calm his frayed nerves before all those submission deadlines. So now, I'm sure music has the power to make all the difference. He wishes to graduate in computer science and engineering with specialization in intelligent systems from Manipal University, Jaipur. Here's wishing you great success in your endeavors, Siddharth. Siddharaj Govind, a football aficionado who has represented NISV both at home and abroad. Siddharaj is a true football fan who regularly visits apps for match updates. His commitment to excellence in sports is evidenced from his track record in sprinting, long-distance running, and relay racing. This athletic streak in him has propelled him towards kinesiology at the University of Winnipeg. For the uninitiated, kinesiology is the study of the mechanics of movement to treat and prevent injury and disease, and to improve the movement and performance of the muscles. Siddharaj, set your goals high and don't stop till you get there. All the best to you. Soham Kakewale. His work alone awarded him a top place. No tardiness, hardly any absences, and his academic work was among the best of the year. That's Soham for you, head boy of the school. Soham's highlights in his academic journey are manifold. From 9 months to the annual concerts, to the fun fairs and the other events at school, Soham has always made his presence felt. His favorite retreat during his free lessons in school has been the chemistry lab. Soham, I guess the periodic table held a greater attraction than your class timetable. However, the birds and animals have held the greatest allure, for he worked with bees and paws to do his bit for the animal community. Bow wow to that, Soham, and the pun is intended. NISV shall remember you, among other things, for essaying the role of the celebrated Spanish writer Miguel de Cervantes during our Don Quixote concert. Soham has set his sights on aerospace engineering in Delft University of Technology, Netherlands, though he has been accepted into the University of Colorado Boulder, Penn State University, Arizona State University, University of Queensland, and sunny Buffalo and Florida Tech University. What you're going to master is indeed going to be rocket science. To the others, the sky may be the limit, but to Soham, the sky may well be his home. Wishing you the very best, Soham. I now invite Mrs. Divya Chauhan to take the proceedings forward. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Aditya Bakshi. Our very own in-house champion, the reserve. This boy never ceases to amaze. A meritorious student till the beginning of his school life. Very humble, gentle, and down-to-earth boy. But for those who know him well, the mischievous twinkle in his eye is a dead giveaway of the naughty Aditya under wraps. He has his goals clearly defined and works systematically to achieve them. His consistent positive attitude and air of calm confidence enable him to comfortably interface with his tutors and peers. Riding high on our expectations, Aditya will be going to Warwick University to pursue BSc in Economics, Boston University, Rees, University of Southern California, University of Edinburgh, King's College, London, Purdue University, Emory University, and Atlanta. These are the inexhaustive list that he's been offered. Ananya Gandhi. Miss Alice in Wonderland. She marvels at the world with her beautiful eyes, a dancer par excellence. Dear Ananya, the secret of life is to surround yourself with people who make your heart smile. It's then, and only then, that you'll find Wonderland. All the very best to you as you go to the University of South California. Art Kacha. Stuff your eyes with wonder, he said. Live as if you dropped dead in 10 seconds. See the world. It's more fantastic than any dream made or paid for in factories. Fits perfectly for this boy who loves to travel and explore. His fondest memory of school are the debates in the computer science class and finishing all his IEs. In time, keep guessing. Wish you all the success and happiness in the world art as you go to the University of Washington. Janvi Modi. Our very own Miss Congeniality, the girl with the sweetest smile and creative abundance. Everything about her is poise and charm, but at times when the little impish child kicks in, who prodded her to use the school lift just to see how it felt getting caught. Her own confession, by the way. Janvi, as you set out on your life's journey, a wish that every day for you will be happy from the start, and may you always have good luck and song within your heart. She has received acceptance from Rochester University of Technology, University of California, San Diego, but she chooses to go to the University of Massachusetts and is pursuing major in economics with a scholarship of $14,000 US. Mishti Thakkar. Our very own Tinkerbell, with a twirl in her steps, walked straight into our hearts when she joined school in grade 11. This high-spirited girl is very passionate about social causes. She initiated and started Project Uprise with a group of friends to help underprivileged families during COVID. This was recognized by UNICEF and later invited her to speak as the Young Change Maker of India. She complements aptitude with adaptability to take on challenges of life and sets high benchmarks for herself. A valued friend, a worthy peer. Mishti, be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. Best wishes to you as you go to the Northeastern University, Boston, to study a combined major of business and economics after receiving acceptances from University of Massachusetts, Chancellor's Award, $15,000 USD, and University of Connecticut with a scholarship of $20,000 US. Congratulations. Mohammad Ayan Chakwala. Ayan. Life is about accepting the challenges along the way, choosing to keep moving forward and savoring the journey. And Ayan knows it because he continuously works towards conquering everything that he fears. The perfect senior at the hostel, one who could motivate and initiate activities to create a home away from home. Wishing Ayan the very best as he goes to the University of Rice in Toronto to fulfill his dreams. Nama Patel. The boy with an impish smile. He's quiet but confident. The saying, still water run deep, fits aptly to this young lad who wishes to become an engineer. Nama, may God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. Blessings to you as you go to Ohio State University to study engineering. Rishabh Patel. Rishabh, ever since you came into my periphery as a quintessential schoolboy, persuasive, preaching, eager to learn and to push bounds to explore your potential, it was evident that your motto in life was to be the master of your own ship and be the best in whatever you do. This was evident on the soccer field where he led the school football team to victory on many occasions. Rishabh has received acceptances from Indiana University, Bloomington, but has chosen to go to Bales Business School, City University, London, for studying international finance and banking. All the best to you. Rishabh Patel. We go through these metamorphoses just like a caterpillar does before becoming a butterfly. And in the middle of that metamorphosis, it always feels uncomfortable. It was a marvel how this shy kid blossomed into this happy, gentle, and kind adult. If you ever need a synonym for a gentleman, it would be Vishal. Wishing you for a life filled with adventure as you go to San Diego State University to study business. All the best to you. I now invite Mrs. Manata Sarkar to take the proceedings further.
Thank you, Dr. Chauhan. Good evening, everyone. Moving on. Aryan Umesh Naruga. A very sensitive and humble person, Aryan is also a good friend and a very good human being. He feels he can put others' needs before his at any point. He loves gifting and making people feel special. A gem of a person and also a quality that is hardly seen nowadays. This young man plans to retire early and check off his bucket list. He was the school cultural affairs captain, a dream he had nurtured since a young age. He loves cycling, photography, videography, and video editing. Aryan's application has been accepted by Indian School of Business and Finance, Delhi, with 20% scholarship for BSc Economics and Management. Flame University, he awaits results from Ashoka University. Good luck, Aryan. Caleb Rangy. A thorough gentleman with always a pleasing smile on his face. A very quiet person, he was always punctual to class and at many a times the only student who regularly attended school physically after the lockdown. His dream is to work at a space agency in the near future. A nature lover, he loves to travel to beautiful places. He hates when someone talks loudly or when something is too messy. By the way, he loved the common assemblies where he mainly looked forward to Mr. D'Souza's inspiring stories. He has participated in the Khel Mahakumbh a number of times. He plans to take a gap year. Our good wishes will always be with you, Caleb. Vidhi. A perfect definition of a lady, quiet with very expressive eyes. Her interest in arts wants her to do something creative. She has a diploma in baking, so we wait for this bakester to open her outlet. She was part of the Navratna MUN and was the secretary of the Spec Board Committee. She has received acceptance from Seneca College, Canada, and will pursue a hotel and restaurant management course there. Good luck, Vidhi. Veda Shah. A young man of few words, but one should see him on the sports field. He has broken the athletic record for relay and achieved many medals on sports day and inter-school athletic competitions. A regular student who has mastered the art of multitasking, which was being present for the online classes while playing online games and would often be on the snooze mode. He has secured admission into Brock University, Canada for business economics and for data science at Manipur, Bangalore campus. We wish you success, Vedant. Yatharth Gunchala. And the boy crosses the boundary line for a six. But wait, who is at the crease? I've never seen him. He never ever attended the IBDP classes. So who is this boy? I'm told he is Yatharth Gunchala, are Scarlet Pimpernel. He dreams of representing his country in cricket, and his idol is Sachin Tendulkar. Earlier, when he did come to school, he spent most of his time playing pen fights and Minecraft. He says that. He's taking a gap here. Manya Mehta. Every DM lesson, whether online or otherwise, normally my question would be, where is Manya? And her faithful friends were quick to inform, ma'am, she's traveling. She was forever traveling. This complete wanderlust is again off on 6th, as those same friends told me. I loved calling her a Rapunzel, with her long tresses cascading down her waist, but all my repeated reminders to tie it up fell on deaf ears. Perhaps she's waiting for a British dummy. This lady joined NISB as a little toddler and says it has been an emotional journey for her. Her best memory is not one tiny moment, but rather the 15 long yet wonderful years. Another aspiring bakester. She plans to study business and hopefully become an entrepreneur, integrating her love of baking into her future endeavors. She has secured admission at the University of San Francisco. She wants to do business analytics and accounting, double major. All the best, Manya. Salome Karya. Salome aspires to finish her education quickly and start earning at the earliest. Two traits of an independent lady. NISB's Lady Messi. Salome hopes to pursue sports in college too. Sports captain of NISB, she has also led the under-19 girls football team and has brought back lot of laurels for NISB on various occasions. A dynamic young lady who is equally good at academics, she bagged A stars at IGCSE and will definitely do well at the BP exams too. She has participated in several MUNs, including the Gujarat MUN, Harvard MUN, International MUN, and has been an ambassador for Gujarat MUN. In a nation where drinking tea is like a religion, she's a coffeeholic, and yet can sleep like a dog, she says. By the way, Dr. Shukla, she confesses BioHL was a mistake. She has been accepted at all the 13 universities she had applied to. Some of them are University of Toronto, McMaster University with an annual scholarship of $1,000, York University scholarship of $2,500, Wilfrid Lawyer University scholarship of $4,000, Carleton University's $3,000, Waterloo and University, but she has decided to pursue her studies in economics from the University of British Columbia. By the way, Salome realized what is karma while at NISB. Regular Salome? One Saturday she decided to give my lesson a miss, and later that very day, as the good Lord would have it, she bumps into me at the In-Orbit Mall. That's like Salome, always. Krishi Shah. Reserved in her speech and calm in her demeanor, Krishi's hallmark was her punctuality to the class, an admirable attribute, no doubt. Her integrity and sense of propriety earned her the respect and admiration of her mentors and peers alike. A voracious reader, Krishi is passionate about psychology. She was actively involved in organizing Nyman events and preparing inter-house IT quiz participants. She will be pursuing a course in psychology at Mount St. Mary's University of Maryland, where she has also received the Dean's Scholarship of $25,000. All the best, Rishi. Anshul Thakkar. With a twinkle in his eyes and a naughty grin behind the mask, and yet sincerity in his attitude, that was Anshul Thakkar. He always displayed confidence in his opinions and thoughts in the classroom. To his credit, he lent support in the virtual annual concert during 2020 and garnered success in the inter-school business pitch competition. An obvious feat for him since he is an ardent stock trader and hopes to become a hedge fund manager one day. He's equally impassioned about watching Friends and the Big Bang Theory and thinks that he might have acquired Chandler's frequent use of sarcasm in his speech. His favorite haunt in the school was the flights of fantasy. Anshul has secured a place in the University of San Francisco for a course in entrepreneurship and innovation with an annual scholarship of $10,000. We hope that your business acumen and industrious spirit will bring you the deserved rewards. May life create a moat around you for protection. Well, if you're wondering, that was the topic for the extended essay. Dhriti joined NISB in grade 11, and that too during COVID. And since then, she has braved one storm after another, learning about the IB, getting to know her peers, and coping with the challenges that come with studying so many new subjects. It is commendable that with a determined mind and perseverance, she has slowly and steadfastly overcome most of her hurdles. An independent learner and with an endearing personality, Dhriti is sure to reach her final goal. No matter which road you choose, no matter how long it may seem, let your heart be your guide along the way if you want to fulfill your dream. She has taken a gap year. All the best, Dhriti. A self-motivated individual who is sincere and industrious in his efforts to reach a notch higher. Tanay remains focused and clear about his academic goals. Tanay strives industriously to incorporate learning in a most rewarding manner. The Steve Jobs of NISB, his crucial support as the head of the tech team at Nynham, and during the annual concert with his team of tech friends was commendable. Tanay proved that focus and interest in a subject are key to achieving success. While he has reserved his comments in some classes, it was definitely the opposite in my BM classes, where we fought to speak, is how he puts it. Learning the ropes from his favorite teachers, he aspires to run a successful business in either automobiles or computers. The universities that he has been accepted to are the IIT Illinois Institute of Technology, University of South Carolina, Bryant University, and Quinnipiac University. Both have offered him scholarships of $100,000. But Tanay's final choice is a course in computer science at the Penn State University. With dreams in your heart and determination to lead the way, you can conquer any goal. Best wishes to you, Tanay. Priya Srivastava. Articulate, poised, and conscientious, high-spirited young girl. Tia's response to the call of duty as the head girl was exemplary. Complementing in no small measure were her academic achievements in her IGCSE exams, 8 A stars and 1 A. where she received the Outstanding Cambridge Learner Award for Coordinated Sciences and Certificate of Achievement for Proficiency in English Literature, Mathematics, French, and Business Studies. In the classroom, she's a very focused, involved, and committed team player, methodical in planning and persevering in execution. A versatile achiever, whether her numerous awards, testimonials, and accolades for inter-house and inter-school activities like elocution, debates, national mathematics competition, as delegate and chair to HA Moon, winning basketball, football, athletics championships are a testimony to her prowess and the standards she has set for herself to achieve excellence in each discipline. She's also a poet. Tia aspires to be a businesswoman who would strive to strengthen the fusion of innovation, sustainability, and advocacy for a better tomorrow. To achieve so much without a whimper is a sign of intellectual humility. Tia has received acceptances from, and scholarships of course. College acceptances are as follows: University of Warwick International Management, where she gets a Global Excellence Scholarship of £8,000, University of Edinburgh for International Business, University of Toronto, where she gets an International Scholar Award for 100,000 Canadian dollars, Principal Entrance Award Canadian dollar 12,000, plus University of Toronto Scholar Award of $7,500 for her first year of study. Boston University Global Business Presidential Award $100,000, Purdue University for Marketing, Indian Emerging Scholar Scholarship of Indian 10 lakhs, Arizona State University Global Management, New American University Scholarship of $58,000, Indiana University Bloomington for Marketing Global Engagement Scholarship $44,000, University of Michigan Ann Arbor Management Blue Merit Scholarship of $13,000. She has also got admission into the Penn State University for International Business. I'm out of breath. But finally, she has decided to pursue a course in international management at the University of Warwick. You have made us extremely proud here, and we know that there are fiercer challenges ahead that you will confront with just as much ease. My good wishes. Viren Donsu. This young man always felt games were more important than academics. He religiously came to school to practice and then, of course, headed home. I never saw him in class. When we asked him about his future, he said, I hope to pass the IBDP exam. My good wishes, Viren. 4 students could unfortunately not make it to this evening. Our good wishes for them also. Anand Sharan, Siddharth Sangwan, Abbas, and Om Bhalaram. Thank you, Mr. D'Souza, Mrs. Zaveri, Mrs. Nagar, and Ms. Paliwal. Over to you.
Thank you once again, Mr. D'Souza, Mrs. Nagar, Ms. Zaveri, and Mrs. Paliwal for doing the honors. And thank you, teachers, for building the excitement for the future that awaits our fellow graduates. May I request our seniors to rise and hold their candles for the oath-taking ceremony. Please repeat the oath after Mr. D'Souza administers.
As we stride forth, into the world, from the threshold, of our alma mater, we pledge to be, assiduous in perseverance, humble in victory, gracious in appreciation,
gracious in appreciation,
ethical in perspective, humane in practice, through sublime, thought, word, and action. So be with us, God.
May I now request Mr. D'Souza to address the outgoing student.
Good evening, everyone. Our chief guest for this evening, Professor Hector Andrade, our esteemed guest, Mrs. Vijaya Bakshi, one of our own, DP coordinator, Mrs. Jyoti Nagar, coordinators, teachers, parents, and the class of 2022. Let me begin by first addressing you, the class of 2022. I don't know if you know how diamonds are polished. It is a process called brilliant curing, where the facets of the cut diamond are polished so that it reflects and refracts the optimal amount of light. It is the polishing of the natural diamond that determines how much fire, brilliance, and sparkle it has. These last 2 years leading up to your exams and this valedictory have seen you live through so much of uncertainty and stress. You, like the diamond, have gone through a tough process of brilliant curing. And so despite all odds, have come out with more fire in your belly, I'm sure, greater brilliance and sparkle. Congratulations and well done. And now, let me for one last time tell you 2 stories as my parting message for you today. Both of these are taken from my favorite, the Mullah Nasruddin stories. My first story. One day a neighbor whom Mullah Nasruddin didn't like came to see him. The neighbor asked Nasruddin, "May I borrow your donkey?" Nasruddin didn't like him, and so he told him, "I would be very glad to loan you my donkey. Unfortunately, my brother came in here yesterday and has taken the donkey away to the next town. Sadly, the donkey is not here." "Thanks anyway," said the neighbor, and he turned around to go home. The neighbor had hardly taken only a few steps when Mullah Nasruddin's donkey, which was in his backyard all the time, let out a big, loud bray. The neighbor turned back around. "Mullah Nasruddin," he said, "I thought you said your donkey was not here." "He's not," said Mullah Nasruddin. "But I just heard him bray," said the neighbor. Mullah Nasruddin turned to the neighbor and said, "My friend, who are you going to believe, me or the donkey? I put before you the same question. Who are you going to believe? In your own self, your inner voice, your strengths, your goodness, your capabilities, or the noise and braying outside, what people tell about you and what you have been conditioned to believe in?" And so, believe in yourself, believe in your worth and your goodness. Believing is the most important step to achieving something. And my second story, again, Mullah Nasruddin. He was once talking to his neighbor. The neighbor was looking very miserable, and Nasruddin asked him what was bothering him. The man started to complain about the lack of space in his home and said, "It is such a small house, Mullah, and me and my wife, my 3 children, my mother-in-law all have to live together in the same little cottage. It is very cramped and there's hardly any space to move around." He asked Nasruddin for some advice on how to deal with the problem. Nasruddin said, "Do you keep chickens in your yard?" "Yes, 10 of them," replied the man. "Good. Bring them inside the house and keep them there," said Nasruddin. "But Mullah, said the man. My house is already overcrowded. Just do as I said, Nasruddin replied. The man was really troubled and wanted to find a solution to his problem, so he decided to give the mullah's advice a try. He went home and brought all the chickens into the house. Next day he went to meet Nasruddin. Again, he said, Mullah, I followed your advice and took the chickens into the house, but it did not solve the problem. In fact, it made matters worse. My house is even more cramped now. I see, said Nasruddin. Now take your donkey and keep it inside your house. The man did not think much of this idea, but Nasruddin somehow managed to convince him. The next day the man came to Nasruddin looking very distressed and said, now it's 6 humans, 10 chickens and a donkey inside my house. It's so crowded that one can hardly move. Nasruddin replied, you own a goat, don't you? Yes, I do, replied the man. Great, Nasruddin said. Take it inside the house too. The man objected. How is that going to solve anything? But Nasruddin once again convinced him to do as he had said. The next day the man walked up to Nasruddin in a state of anger and distress and said, your plan has made our lives miserable. 6 human beings, 10 chickens, 1 donkey, 1 goat. We are all cramped, he said. There's not enough space and not enough for us to breathe. Don't get so upset, friend, said Nasruddin. Go back home and take all the animals outside. The man did as he said. Next day, when the man came across Nasruddin, he was beaming. I must thank you, Mullah. Your plan has finally worked wonders. Now that the animals are outside, there is enough space for all of us in the house. Everyone is happy and content with the house now. As you are on the threshold of a new beginning, empty your house. Of all the noisy animals braying and praying over you, empty your mind and your heart of all its fears and anxieties, doubts and diffidence. Declutter it all of all negativity, and you will notice that there is enough space to embrace the newness and freshness that will now come your way. Be open and embrace the diverse cultures and languages, peoples and places, opportunities and possibilities that come into your life. Go with an open mind and have fun. Plunge into the new horizon with openness and a belief in yourself. But also be mindful, caring, grateful to the planet, your country, society, people around you, your friends and family. Remember that Ubuntu story I told you at one of the common assemblies? I am because we are. You exist because of the existence of others around you. And so be mindful of the fact that for you to be, others must also be. We have seen the seeds of these sown in you over your journey at NISV, and we are confident that you graduate today, not just with a certificate, but with an openness to embrace all that comes your way with confidence and belief in yourself. Once again, class of 2022, congratulations. Dear parents, these last 2 years must have been pretty difficult years. What with for most part of the period, your bedroom, hall, terrace, kitchen, garden, in fact every nook and corner for your house turned into an NISV classroom. You had more than a sneak peek into what your child does in school. It is said there are 2 lasting bequests we can leave our children. One is roots and the other is wings. This graduation is a sign of your endeavors in providing them with those roots and keeping them grounded, especially at a difficult time in their lives. It's now time, let them soar high with wings. I'm confident that the class of 2022, despite all they went through, would soar high. Their admissions to some of the best universities in India and abroad are already testimony to this fact. Congratulations to you, dear parents. Dear teachers and staff, what a time you've all had. Online, hybrid, synchronous, asynchronous, simulations, breakout rooms, Kahoot and Prezi, Padlet and Jamboard, Zoom and Meet. Our lingo changed during the pandemic. Am I audible? And switch on your cameras were like our signature tunes at every class. And we survived it all. And more than anything, transacted the curriculum and prepared our kids to fill that mind space with openness and belief in oneself. Thank you, Jyoti ma'am, all the coordinators, and dear teachers and staff. Heartfelt gratitude and congratulations. Mrs. Amin has not been able to, she's not been keeping well, a bit under the weather, but on her behalf, I would like to congratulate you graduates and parents. Congratulations and wishing you all the best from Mrs. Amin. Let me end with the words of that very beautiful song rendered so beautiful by the school choir. A million dreams, it's all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world you're gonna make. Class of 2022, dream a million and a trillion times so that you can make this world a better place. Congratulations, farewell, and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this enlightening words. May I now invite Taksh to take the proceedings forward.
Often on graduation day, we look outside for heroes, but we're certain they're right here amongst us, the class of 2022. When you leave here today, be proud, celebrate what you have accomplished, and work towards how you, too, can be head and shoulders above the others and be the inspiration to them. But before you set out towards your future, let's take a trip down memory lane.
यादों के पुराने एल्बम में छुपा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन, गुल्लक में पड़ी चवन्नी सी बचा के रखे हैं हमने वो दिन। ना किसी मंजिल की फिक्र थी, जिंदगी जीने की उम्र थी, दोस्ती और दोस्तों से उधार के दिन थे, वो दिन भी क्या 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 दिन थे। Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. यारो दोस्ती बड़ी ही हसीन है, ये ना हो तो क्या फिर बोलो ये जिंदगी है। कोई तो हो राज़दार, बेगरज तेरा हो यार, कोई तो हो राज़दार। यारों मोहब्बत ही तो बंदगी है, ये ना हो तो क्या फिर बोलो ये जिंदगी है।
We cannot cover everything, as some moments and takeaways from your school lives simply cannot be summarized in visual form. We hope that they're printed indelibly in your memories. We hope that the memory of this evening too never leaves you.
I mean, who can forget the well-intentioned but hilarious comments that students are the victims of? And you are no exceptions. I'm sure you remember, do you think teachers are fools? Why do you even come to school when you don't want to study? And of course, our all-time favorite, the previous batches were 100 times better than you. Dear friends, one last time, listen to what our teachers have to say. On behalf of all the teachers here at NISC, may I invite Sneelata ma'am, who has taught, nurtured and groomed many of you since you were toddlers, to express her sentiments.
अनुशासन, अनुकंपा, अनुदान हितकारी है, अवगुण, अवनति, अनाचार विकारी है। शिक्षा जीवन का सिद्धांत है, छात्र का व्यवहार और आचरण वेदांत है। दूसरों से पहले खुद को जीतना है, आत्मविश्वास से लक्ष्य को भेदना। मुसीबतों को आसान बना लेना भी कला है, उलझनों को सुलझा लेना ही भला है। विकल्प मिलेंगे बहुत मार्ग भटकाने के लिए, संकल्प एक ही काफी है मंजिल तक जाने के लिए। यही तो ज्ञान प्राप्त किया है तुमने, दर्पण पुस्तक है, श्रृंगार विद्या है, दिया है हमने। बस अंत में यही शुभाशीष देते हैं, टूट जाए पहाड़ पर टूटे ना हौसला तुम्हारा। डटे रहें इरादों पर अपने, बदले ना फैसला तुम्हारा। हौसलों के तरकश में कोशिशों का वह तीर जिंदा रखो। हार जाओ चाहे जिंदगी में सब कुछ, फिर से जीतने की उम्मीद जिंदा रखो। आइए अब कुछ खट्टी मीठी यादों का पिटारा खोलूं। कुछ तो समझ गए होंगे मैं क्या बोलूं। क्लास में कुछ छात्र तो रुचि के अनुसार पढ़ते हैं, पर कुछ IB के कोर्स में HL से पढ़ते हैं। HL पढ़ना भी मजबूरी है, कैसे पढ़ूं इसको बड़ी कठिन दूरी है, पर करनी तो पड़ती इसकी जी हजूरी है। कुछ ने क्लास को आरामदायक बनाया है, जहाँ गायक वादक ने मिलकर गाना सुनाया है। ये मौज मस्ती तो चलती रही साल भर, कोई असिस्टेंट तो कोई बने सलाहकार। क्लास में कितने गीत नए बनाए गए, कितने मुखे धुनों में सजाए। इन्हीं यादों को संजो कर रखेंगे हम, जाओ कहीं भी पर मिलने आओगे सब। धन्यवाद। अगली प्रस्तुति के लिए अपने मित्रों को आमंत्रित करना चाहूँगी।
Good evening, valedictorians. It is difficult to say goodbye as we stand here to wish you the sky.
अभी अलविदा मत कहो दोस्तों, न जाने कहाँ पे मुलाकात हो, न जाने कहाँ पे मुलाकात हो, क्योंकि बीते हुए लम्हों की कसक साथ तो होगी, बीते हुए लम्हों की कसक साथ तो होगी। ख्वाबों में हो चाहे मुलाकात तो होगी, बीते हुए लम्हों की कसक साथ तो होगी। As you step out to spread your wings, it is with great pride that our hearts sing. Blessings and good wishes showered on you from teachers sincere and true. Time has flown and every moment counts, of highs and lows, noise and sounds. ये लम्हे, ये पल हम बरसों याद करेंगे, ये मौसम चले गए तो हम फरियाद करेंगे। ये लम्हे, ये पल हम बरसों याद करेंगे, ये मौसम चले गए तो हम फरियाद करेंगे।
You leave us with a treasure of memories. It is happy and sad, this valedictory.
कैसा अजब ये सफर है, सोचो तो हर एक ही बेखबर है। उसको जाना किधर है, जो वक्त आए जाए क्या दिखाए। जाता है, दिन जाता है, कभी ना बीते चमकीले दिन। वो दिन जाता है, हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन। वो दिन जाता है।
Thanks, ma'am. What a pleasant surprise. And thank you, Snehal Tamam, for your insightful advice. May I now invite our valedictorian today, Priya Srivastava, to share her reflections with you.
Thank you, Ashwika. Today is the day. We were all rushing around the house mere hours ago, frantically pinning our saris to perfection, straightening our blazers to look crisp, fixing our hair, and checking our faces to make sure that stupid grin is still there. Honestly, there aren't that many things that can wipe the smirk of absolute satisfaction and excitement off of our faces. Satisfaction? Because we conquered 2 years of the daunting IB curriculum. Excitement? Because this is a very special moment in our lives. July 2nd, 2022. Today, we graduate. Class of 2022, we've done it. Good evening, everyone. Today is a day that calls for celebration. A day to all the storms we've braved and the realities we've shaped. We are here together to acknowledge our perseverance and dedication, not only to ourselves and our work, but to our families and the school. I won't deny that there were times when we felt overwhelmed and burdened with expectations and responsibilities. There were moments when it felt as though everything we had worked so hard for would come crumbling down around us. Often, these are the moments where we have a choice. From joining forces to plan massive events, to looking out for each other during the difficulties of the pandemic, our class knew we had to make the choice to never back down and to always find opportunity in adversity. And you know what? We were becoming a pretty good team. And every good team has the guidance of an amazing coach. Our wonderful teachers have been pivotal in shaping not only our education, but the kind of people we are today. Whether it be supporting us as we navigated the unfamiliar terrain of online classes together, or laughing along with us in our mischievous endeavors between classes, they have played more than the role of just a teacher in our lives. They have been a mentor, a helping hand, and more often than not, a friend we could always count on. Lily ma'am and Meena ma'am, you've taught us how literature has no barriers because language connects us all, no matter where we are. Pooja ma'am and Rachna ma'am, though we may never use the quadratic formula again, we promise to always apply mathematics to the sphere of real life, tackling challenges just like we did with the complex math problems you sent our way. Devanita ma'am and Divya ma'am, those endless, insightful discussions on global affairs and the economic landscapes, as well as the constant, healthy competition about your top students, will always be my favorite. Mary ma'am, Trishna ma'am, Ritu ma'am, and Melissa ma'am. Whether it be understanding electrical circuits through engaging videos, conducting experiments with chemicals that made the chemistry labs stink for weeks, exploring the intricacies of molecular biology, or delving deeper into criminology, you've shown us how science is a beautiful way of exploring and understanding our world. Shweta ma'am, I'm certain your class will miss the impromptu debates on technology and learning coding languages. Aurora ma'am, Snehata ma'am, and Dilip sir. The ability to understand another is often overlooked, but you've proven that every language is unique, and it takes dedication to master the art of communication. Rakesh sir, though demanding at times, CAS was an unforgettable journey with you. Kamini ma'am, to what extent can we possibly thank you? I'm sure you're happy to know I can finally form strong TOK questions. Jyoti ma'am, you are incredible. With the paramount task of keeping 40 restless teenagers in check, you have been the greatest pillar of support as we navigated the struggles and victories of becoming young adults. No school event could be complete without the presence of our principal, Mr. D'Souza. Sir, your unwavering belief in us and encouraging words have reminded us time and time again of our capabilities and resilience. To all my IB mentors, I don't think a simple thank you could ever suffice for everything you have done for us. And the truth is, we are no strangers to disappointment. Despite how badly we wish, every tiny thing simply cannot go the way we want it to. And while that may be discouraging, I realized that it only taught me how to come back stronger and smarter. Every experience, every encounter, every risk, and every failure was making me better. I am so grateful for everyone who stood by me and supported my endeavors, both at the highest points as well as the lowest times of my life. Nothing would ever be complete without my parents, the two humans who brought me into this world, who always taught me to never settle, to always give my best in everything I do, and who believed in me unconditionally. My dad raised me to be a fighter, and my mom taught me everything I know about determination. Today, I see my brother leading the school like I once did, and I couldn't be prouder to know he'll do an amazing job, quite like the one he does being the caring brother to a mildly annoying, extremely talkative older sister. His words, by the way. Without all of you, I wouldn't be standing here on this podium with a heart so full of love and nostalgia as I reminisce about my beautiful journey at NISP. 4 years ago, I walked through the very corridors, eager to meet new friends and explore my final years of high school. Truth be told, I was apprehensive about entering a new little world in India. Little did I know, NISP would become my home, a school that taught me not only lessons of education, but of humility and ambition, an institution where I could embrace my identity wholeheartedly, and a place that I will dearly miss. They say graduation marks the end of yet another extraordinary chapter in our lives. But honestly, this is the beginning of an era. We're not just here to collect our diploma and heave a sigh of relief knowing that our IB years are behind us, though that is pretty great. But no, each one of us here is about to embark on a terrifying yet exciting journey. The next few years of our life are going to be full of adventure. We are stepping out of our comfort zones, leaving behind the familiar map of our homes, treading into territories where the scent of our mother's mouth-watering food isn't going to wake us up every morning, where we won't know who's around the corner just by the sound of their footsteps, where we'll make millions of mistakes trying to figure out who we are. And no matter which corner of the world we'll find ourselves in down the road, we'll know that years ago, we made history. Somewhere between walking through the school halls as wide-eyed teenagers, wondering how we fit in, to walking down those same halls tonight towards our graduation and the rest of our lives. We all grew up. We don't know what awaits us as we leave our familiar garden and step into the unknown courtyard of the world. All I know is that we are absolutely going to own it. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Your contribution to this school will always be appreciated. May I now request our second valedictorian tonight, Soham Gargwal, to share his reflections with us.
Good evening, respected teachers, classmates, and parents. It is my honor to stand here as a student of the class of the 2022. In my time here in ISV, I have given quite a few speeches, but I don't think any one of them compares to the importance of this one. This speech acts as a culmination of my entire life up to this point. All my experiences, all my learnings, and all my gratitude. Back in elementary school, we would see the high schoolers walk past us, and there would be this aura that emanated from them. All you could do was idolize them and say, whoa. Now when I look back, I laugh at my younger self for believing grade 12 was anything like a dream. In reality, the past 2 years, all I saw was a bunch of sleep-deprived, nerve-wracked, and anxious students. High school was quite the roller coaster ride. But now, after all the twists and turns and loop-de-loops, we're at the end. And honestly, every emotional high and low has been worth it. The 12 years have been worth it. Something that most people don't realize is the biggest difference between the during and the after. The moments that you think defined that time. During IBDP, all I could think about was the tests, the submissions, the homework, the studying, and the council. Because to me at that time, my entire life revolved around those aspects. But now, standing here, I remember none of it. And rather what comes to mind are millions of other moments of procrastination, the excuses you would hope the teacher accepts, the dining hall debates, racing up the flights of fantasy, and so many more that are worth being mentioned. Among all these moments, my most cherished are those with my friends. In grade 6, I found my first friends in Aryan and Saloni sitting at the back of the school van. Manya and Anubhav as my fellow inquirers, Tanay, Jani and Shanvi as classmates, Aditya and Anshul as the new students I talked to because I just wanted to be nice, and Shriya, whose friendship I rediscovered. All these moments developed into something beautiful. A group of friends that I'm eternally grateful for. A group of people that I've learned tremendously from. And a group of individuals that I will always hold dear to my heart. So to the 10 of you, thank you very much. And of course, this speech would be incomplete without expressing my gratitude for my family, especially for my mom and dad for managing the chaos that I am. Thank you so much for everything. Today, as I stand here to express my gratitude for being a part of this great institution and use this opportunity to bid everyone adieu, I realize that those who really shaped me were my teachers. We have all had our fair share of admonitions, maybe some more than others, and at times the teachers seem like our worst enemies. Their worst crime being setting completely reasonable deadlines, which we followed, but we started on those dates. But honestly, I'm truly grateful for the teachers we have had. They've inspired us and added value to our lives. And I think I echo everyone's sentiments when I say thank you for everything that you have done for us. Thank you to our dear principal, Mr. D'Souza, for allowing us to be the best that we could be. Thanks to Jyoti ma'am for putting up with our shenanigans. And of course to Trishna ma'am for letting us disturb her for the past few months by using the chemistry lab as a rendezvous to unwind, listen to music, play games, and mess around. But don't worry, Jyoti ma'am, we did get some work done. These moments at the chemistry lab more than made up for all those that we had lost during the pandemic because of online classes. So thank you to each and every teacher here for all that you do for us. We're eternally grateful. Now that 12 years are coming to an end, there's a sorrowful realization that sets in. This day marks the end of a very important and long journey. But before we head off to university, before we start a new journey filled with new experiences, today is also the beginning of a lot of last moments that will come for the next 2 months. The last time we walk through these halls, the last time we eat together at the dining hall, the last time we sit together as a class. But alas, as all good things have to come to an end, I simply wish there was a way to know when you were in the good old days before you left them. So this is me, Soham Katewale, class of 2022, signing off on the last ever speech I make at an ISV. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, Soham. That speech was indeed bittersweet.
As the class of 2022 says goodbye to us and leaves the precincts of this school forever, they carry back with them a treasure trove of memories. In return, they offer us a token of their gratitude. May we invite Arya Narula and Shriya Banerjee on behalf of the class of 2022 to make their humble dedication to the school.
Good evening, teachers, parents, and class of 2022.
It feels surreal to be standing here after being a part of the school for so long. We have a million memories all around, in the classes, in the corridors, in the dining hall, and even on the ground. Everywhere we go, our memories follow.
And an integral part of making those memories is spending quality time with the people you look forward to seeing every day. This was certainly felt by us over our years at NISP. To enhance this experience and pass it down to future generations of students, we, as class of 2022, present to you the concrete courtyard.
This place was previously known as a snacks area. However, sticking to the school's theme of unique names, we wanted to give this newly renovated space its own identity. The name Concrete Courtyard was inspired by the open layout, and so we took the opportunity to make our mark there.
We wish for this place to feel like a sliver of paradise for you. Our idea is to place benches such as this within the concrete courtyard. We chose this arrangement to encourage togetherness and connection within the school fraternity.
This area is not only for snacks, but it's also for those students who wish to work within the inspiration of nature. It's also for the teachers who wish to get away from their busy days. We wish for this place to be a happy place for anyone.
We also picture this area and benches as an extension of the dining hall for hanging out for events such as house activities and even teaching and more. We hope that this legacy of ours can be a place where future generations of NISP can make new memories. Signing off for the last time, class of 2022 Cultural Affairs Captains, Shriya Banerjee and Aryan Narula. We would now like to invite our classmates Aditya, Om, Mishti and Hetri, who have created for you a secret present so lovely.
So as the class of 2022, high school has finally come to an end. And as a dedication to our beloved home, we'd like to, say out a poem which really shows what this school meant to us and what we as students believe we have contributed to this school. This poem is called A Glimpse of Us. Our school, a place where life unfolded and we all went with the flow. A second home, the students, teachers, all playing a part to help us grow. Because of the love and compassion that we share, memories were created everywhere.
From the little pleasures such as wearing colored clothes on Saturday, to bunking SPE and chilling at the flights of fantasy. From childhood to maturity, from embarrassment to humility, throwing paints in the art class to never actually reading in the library.
From class, are you there? To thank your stars you're not in school right now. To never forgetting our class presentation on afternoon with Irish cows. Oh, and 10B, don't forget about the fish oil casualty. To fighting over Wednesday lunches passion.
Teachers, our guardians, mentors, and friends between these walls. From lecturing us in classrooms to being our best friends on outbounds, we cherish every moment we spent within these school halls. They've taught us resilience and to never give up on our dreams, even when every IB deadline made us want to scream.
Our class excitedly awaited every event from 9 months in the Navaratri, all because we wanted to claim full attendance happily. From experiences from concerts were so fun to take, from Don Cajito to Disney, and even Swan Lake. The way we see life changes as time continues to tick, none of us would have thought the years would have gone by so quick.
A part of this school lives within us. The walls and classrooms, every nook and cranny resides deep inside our souls, and they have left their mark there. As we move forward as individuals, we shall never forget this tender care. NISV will always be with us, no matter how much we have grown. Thank you from all of us. We really couldn't have asked for a better home. Once again, from the class of 2022, we thank you all.
Thank you, class of 2022, for that beautiful and touching poem. And of course, for the wonderful gift of the garden benches to the school for the snacks area. You've certainly ensured that we students enjoy quality time outside the classrooms too. Your gift is more than perfect. Thank you. Over to Taj.
On behalf of everyone assembled here, I'd like to request the chief guest of the evening, Professor Andrade, to address the gathering. Sir, we are indeed privileged to have this opportunity to listen to you.
Members of the governing board, Principal D'Souza, Diploma Coordinator, Mrs. Jyoti Nagar, teaching and non-teaching staff, parents, and my dear students of the class of 2022. I wish I was there with you in person, but your graduation, this valedictory function would not be complete without something that is online. And so I happen to be the online part of your beautiful evening. As you said in your oath, you all are at a threshold moment in your life. And threshold moments are pretty unique because there are two things you do. You look back and more often than not, you say thank you. And the valedictorians have done a wonderful job in saying thank you. But you also look in front. You look forward and you try and reflect on what lies ahead. And today, I want to raise a few questions for you linked to your journey ahead. What is the context of the world in which you step out? The IB has taught you many wonderful things, but one thing the IB syllabus is well known for is teaching you concepts. And the one concept that I want to focus on, among many others this evening, is the concept of change. Change. And this is a concept that you probably encountered in every IBDP subject that you took. Your grandparents experienced change. Your parents probably experienced it a lot more. But what you all are going to experience is exponential change. Many years ago, 2500 years ago, there were these two group of people. You can call them two tribes in Greece. One group was called the Ionians and the other group was called the Eleatics. The Ionians argued and argued and argued that there was no permanence. Everything kept changing. The Eleatics, on the other hand, said there's nothing that changes. Everything remains the same. On what side of the debate do you find yourself standing today? In the Indian tradition, in Buddhism, we have a concept called anika, which means impermanence. Similarly, in the Rigveda as well, you have a concept called anitya, which also means impermanence, which means change. Okay, so let's look at change in a little way. What you're going to face when you step out is a world that is rapidly changing. For those of you who will pursue technical education, I saw some of you going on to do engineering courses. A lot of the things that you learn in the first year will be outdated by the time you reach your third and fourth year. That's the change that we're talking about. For those of you who may pursue language and literature, language is changing constantly. Today, we are supposed to be having 5 times the vocabulary in the English language that Shakespeare had access to when he wrote his beautiful plays. So this exponential change is doing a lot to us. If you look at the corporate world, I want to give an example of a particular company that existed probably 5 years before most of you were born. And this company is Kodak. In 1998, Kodak employed 170,000 employees. 170,000. And it supplied 85% of the photographic paper across the world. 85% of the world business was with Kodak. 10 years down the line, this company went bankrupt. Okay, when you were 5 years old, perhaps. Yeah, all these people lost their jobs. What happened? The entire ecosystem changed. Okay, we came up with digital cameras. We came up with phones that no longer needed cameras. Okay, so we didn't need cameras. So that is the rate at which things are changing. And so a lot of different jobs that exist today will no longer exist in the next few years. Okay, just like some of the top jobs today did not exist 10 years ago. Okay, so you are living in a world that is marked by constant flux, constant change. So this leads, as some of you mentioned, okay, you may have experienced it during the pandemic as well, okay, that this leads to uncertainty, this leads to ambiguity, this leads to some degree of anxiety. But this need not be that way, okay? We need to reflect on what is it that will help us cope. And I think you've got a fabulous education. And this education has focused on skills. And that is my message for you this evening. Try and focus more and more on skills. Information will change. Information will disappear. Just like everything else around is changing. The car in which you probably drove for the valedictory function was made of a combustion engine. So if you open the bonnet of that car, there are 20,000 individual parts there. Yeah, compared to that, if you open the bonnet of an electric car, you only have 20 parts. The electrical motor has only 20 parts. So think of how many people will lose their jobs in automotive spare part manufacturing. Okay, think of how industries are going to change. So change is very much there. The only thing that can hold you in good stead will be good skills. And you've got a lot of them in the IB. Okay, develop them. Just a week ago, I was meeting some of my former students who had just finished university education. And what they were telling me was that very often we feel as if we know a little bit of a lot of things, but we are not really mastering anything. And I think here is my message for you this evening. I want each one of you today to think about your own education. Take charge of your education. do not depend on teachers and parents and things like that. Now education is in your hands. Become really, really good at something. Okay, and if you do that, if you really, really become good at something, I can assure you this. Okay, one question in your life will be overturned. Very often people are very scared. They think, where can I look for a job? Where can I find a job? Okay, and the overturning is this way, that actually jobs will be looking for you. So that is something I want you to really reflect on. Okay, the IB learner profile, be reflective. Okay, think about how you can be passionately good at something. This much for context outside of us, which I said is marked by change. Today, I want you to also focus on the context inside of you. And I think it's very important. I think Mr. D'Souza mentioned this in his speech as well. What is this inside of you? Just remember that each one of you is a living miracle. A living miracle. Okay, very often we talk about the 9 months that are required to make a human being. But remember that every cell in your body has a 2 to 3 billion year history. 2 to 3 billion year history. Each one of you is made up of 30 trillion cells. And these 30 trillion cells are divided into 200 specialized functions. And all of this came from one single cell. If this is not a miracle, what is? Look at yourself and appreciate what has been given. Very often, a lot of people feel very sad and depressed looking at what they don't have. But if we sufficiently focus on what we have, I think we all will be very happy people. And a few other details that I want to give you today. Okay, something that is the center of my present research into human health and wellness. I spoke about 30,000 cells that make you a human being. There are 30 trillion cells that make you a human being. There are 60 trillion other cells that are inside of you, which are not human. So twice the amount. These are the bacteria, viruses, and various kind of fungi that live inside you from your mouth to the other end of your digestive system. Yeah, and our entire health and well-being is dependent on these tiny microscopic organisms that we cannot see. They are responsible for our health and well-being. Yeah, so very often I ask my students, what did you feed your microbiome today? Yeah, because we are actually feeding the microbiome. We are not feeding ourselves. You all must have heard of serotonin. Okay, serotonin, if you have less of it, very often you feel depressed, right? And serotonin has so many important functions in our body. 96% of the serotonin in our body is manufactured by bacteria that live in our gut. Isn't that a miracle? And so if we did manage to wipe out those bacteria living inside us, we would not exist anymore. So I want you to try and appreciate as much as possible today the context inside of you. The human heart, another miracle. Okay, the human heart is supposed to pump 8,000 liters of blood every single day. 8,000 liters. And if you were to extend all the arteries, all the capillaries, and put them into a straight line, they would stretch out to 95,000 kilometers. All that inside of you. Isn't that a miracle? I want you to think about this today as you step out of the gates of Navrachna. Okay, and change, yes, change outside, change inside as well. Okay, lots of things keep changing inside us. We keep evolving, we keep growing physically. We have new bodies every 7 years. Every cell in the body is replaced. Okay, but something that I want to conclude this brief talk with is, in all this change that is happening around you, in all this change that is sweeping around you, what is it that holds you down? What is it that keeps you rooted? As we heard in an earlier speech, what is it that keeps you rooted? It is your value system. Your values, all that you learned in your school. Very often, most of the values come from your home. Okay, so when you hug your parents and say thank you to them, thank them for the values of loyalty, values of compassion, kindness. we seem to be running in short supply of these values. Stick to them. Yeah, because those are the real anchors that will keep you grounded, that will keep you on that journey, okay, without wavering. All right, so it's been a real pleasure speaking to you all. Parents, congratulations to each one of you. The warm, fuzzy feeling that you feel today is something to be cherished. It's something wonderful. You had your contribution. Teachers, thank you to each one of you as well, and congratulations for the wonderful 40 children that you are now sending into the world. And finally, my dear students, once again, like the song sung by the choir, I too wish you millions and millions of dreams, not the dreams that you get in your sleep, but the ones that don't allow you to sleep. Congratulations once more, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
We are sure that the light you have lit this evening will blaze on in the lives of all the students gathered here. Thank you very much for your kind words.
And now, to celebrate this wonderful occasion, may I invite the class of 2022 to come forward for the cake cutting ceremony. And may I request Mr. D'Souza and Mrs. Jyoti Nagar to join them.
Good evening, everyone. At the outset, on behalf of our principal, Mr. D'Souza, I would like to offer my special thanks to Professor Andrade for being a part of this ceremony. Sir, your esteemed presence, although online, has made the event even more memorable. With this ceremony coming to a close, I'd like to express my special thanks to the IT department for the technical support and guidance they have provided in making this event a success. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the school admin team, led by Joshi sir, who works silently behind the scenes. To the performing arts department, my deepest gratitude for the soul-stirring rendition of the shlok and the lilting song. Many thanks to the kitchen staff, led by Seema ma'am, for the delicious dinner that awaits us. It's always top-notch. And of course, thank you to our dear teachers for always bolstering us behind the scenes. A huge thank you to all the attendees of this program. A special thanks to our principal, Mr. D'Souza, for being the beacon of light throughout our school years. Last but not the least, our heartfelt thanks to our special invitees, our seniors. Now that we are the seniors of the school, we take on the mantle for our juniors, just as you did for us. And I can only hope we can match up to your standards. Thank you once again and have a lovely evening. Could we please have everyone rise for the national anthem?